How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to take a look at how you can two-shot 3 different builders workshops and hopefully get over 25,000 capital peak points for your clan. So let's jump right into the attack and see what armor you can use to get this done. So we're using the classic graveyard spam strategy. This works on any configuration for the Builder's Workshop. Even though it may seem scary with the 4 giant cannons, it is not too bad. So here we're just starting to clear out the trash buildings, and we're starting to create a couple of different groups. Now if you create a couple of different groups, the giant cannons and the blast bows, the multi-mortars, they are way less effective. So you can get a lot more value from your troops. And the goal on the first attack is to take out 2 of the major splash defenses. So right now we've got this first giant cannon going down, and then our goal is to try and get closer to this blast bow and take that down. Of course, if you get more, even better, but there is a lot of splash damage, especially on the Builder's Workshop. But the Builder's Workshop doesn't really get any stronger. So if you're able to, wanted to hit next, if you're able to master an attack strategy against it every single time, then you'll have a lot of success. That's where here on this next attack, we're able to create a complete line of the giants and the super wizards. Then we just sort of sprinkle in 1 ram at a time, trying to open up the walls to create better pathing. And then of course, if we notice any of the giants sort of wander too far off into the base and leave the super wizards alone, we can start deploying rams in front of those super wizards to give them added protection. It's nice that the graveyard on the back end took out the multi-mortar. And so now, with that multi-mortar distracted, or the giant cannon distracted, there's no other threats left in the base. Go ahead and times 4 it, because really they're just going from trash building to trash building. We're holding on to 1 ram just in case the super wizards get out in front. Like right there, that one on the edge was briefly going to be out in front. So we sent in the ram, protected him, and it was all hunky-dory. So now we're going to take a look at another barbarian camp. Or Builder's Workshop. Sorry. So here, we're facing almost a basic layout. They've moved around some stuff, but like this section up top is the same without the giant cannon. This section down south is mostly the same besides some of the walls. So we're going to be doing the same thing. We start off with just a few troops, test for traps, and try and create pathing. Of course, we drop the graveyards over the high value buildings. And the goal is to take out 2 of the splash damage defenses, so that makes the second attack much easier. So that 1 graveyard spell was able to take out that blast bow, and was able to do some damage on the upper giant cannon. Now we're mostly focused on the defenses down south. So we take that one out. We're starting to clear out some of the crushers ahead of time, which is nice, so our giants don't take a whole bunch of damage. So now it's just a matter of using the rams to try and protect the super wizards as long as possible, test for traps, and prep the base for the second hit. In theory, if you get around 35-40% of the base taken out on the first attack, with 2, ideally 3 of the splash defenses taken out, then you are 100% good to two-shot the base with very minimal planning. Like here, we just had the giants just barely take out that 3rd giant cannon. So now there's only the 1 giant cannon remaining. And we took out half the base on the first attack. So now it's just a matter of protecting the right-hand side as the troops get over there. We're going to start on that side since it has the giant cannon. This giant cannon on the base layout is actually, on the basic layout, is on a pretty good spot because everything tends to group in this little corner as it goes up to each defense. So it's really important to save at least half your army so that you can deploy it from the right hand side, because a few of those giant cannon hits can do a lot of damage. Mixed in, of course, with the multi-mortar splash damage, but now that that section is taken out, we take a look at the rest of the base. There's literally no more splash damage. You know, there's one wizard tower, but that only hits 5 things at once and does really little amounts of damage. And then, of course, there are some of the traps and bombs, but those you can't ever really plan for. So now we'll times 4 it, because we have more than enough to overwhelm the rest of the base. We used a couple of rams there in front of the super wizards as the giants went to the right hand side. We even get a bonus 150 capital peak points. Next up is, of course, another Builder's Workshop and another glorious 2-shot from the same account. So these ones are a little bit different. They went with an interesting approach where they stuck all of the splash defenses right next to each other, even a multi-mortar too. So we only have this one multi-mortar on the back side. We don't really have to worry about that. So it's all about trying to create these 2 groups to move up through the base simultaneously. Now our group on the right hand side does take heavy casualties, so we really only have our first group, and we're going to try and reinforce that by sending some stuff up the left hand side of the base. So there's sort of 2 different areas that the giant cannons have to shoot, so that not all the super wizards are going to hit all at once. Because it only takes a couple of stray hits from the giant cannons to completely mess up your super wizards. But here, with the help of the graveyard skeletons, we take out not 1, not 2, not 3, but all 4 of the big splash defenses on the first attack, which is absolutely insane. So there's only the 2 multi-mortars left. There's literally no hope for this base. I'm even just going to times 2 it right from the beginning. Place all these graveyards right in front of wherever our troops are going to be going to try and help better protect the super wizards. And then 1 on the back end for this multi-mortar, because I was curious if the graveyard skeletons could actually take it out, which they do. As you can see, the skeletons are staying very well in front of the super wizards. And the giants pretty much aren't even doing anything at this point. They're just sort of walking around, cruising. So we get a bonus 140 from that attack. So I hope this video and these attacks were helpful for you, showcasing how to take out the Builder's Workshop. If you found it helpful and want to help support me, I encourage you to like and subscribe. And there are a couple more videos on the screen if you want to check them out. Thank you so much for watching.